Good morning, good afternoon, good day. Michael Williams here with the midweek check-in. I'm in the studio here in Phoenix, Arizona, sitting in the podcast studio. We put a new table in last night. I'll show you a little view right there. Let me see. Well, you can't really see the whole table. The table actually behind me. Actually, let me cut on my third camera over here. Actually, my fourth camera. See if I can get a view of the table real quick. It's probably going to be dark because I don't have a light. Oh, there we go. Yes, we have the new table here that we put in. We got a donation from a church. It's a rather large table, but it does give us the ability to seat 6 people now at the podcast table. And so that is what we are working with, is a new podcast table. Podcast is actually open. We're actually available to do podcasts. If you are looking for a podcast, here in Phoenix, Arizona, or even a remote podcast. We have a way to run a remote podcast where we can help you set up your live streams and really just talk about whatever you want to talk about. We are still working on tutorials for this week. Obviously, the brand custom is the logo that you see in my upper right hand corner. Oh, it's my upper left hand corner, which would be your right, I think, on YouTube. Yeah, on your right. So that is the sponsor. And then we are not sponsored by Lumix. So if you guys are watching this, we're not claiming we are. We just prefer Lumix products. I have 4 cameras in here. They are all Lumix. Right here is a GH5S, GH4, G7, GH4 over there. We got 4 BGH ones in the other room. So that's just the brand that we prefer. So shout out to Lumix. Great product. It's really good for streaming, and we love it. So we are still on the campaign for free ATM Mini. If we get to 1,500 partners, we don't call you subscribers. We actually call you partners. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Yeah. So we're gonna buy a ATM Mini. We're gonna mail it out to someone, and we're actually going to mail it out to them just for free. No catches, no charge. We can do whatever you want with it. You want to use it for your channel, cool. You want to get into podcasting, live streaming, doesn't matter to us. We just want to say we appreciate those who are actually wanting to support the channel. So this week, again, we've been really working on the podcast studio. It's been a huge project, and we actually been working on the actual setting up the studio as well for the big studio, which is something that will allow us to possibly do talk shows or possibly do bigger events as well. So yes, that is something that we are looking forward to, and hopefully you can as well be a part of that here in Phoenix. We're also working on our course again for live streaming and podcasting. That is going to be a 10-part course, which I don't know what we'll charge for yet. We'll probably make it free. I'm not sure. I'm not even going to lie to you, only because we're just trying to help people out. And that is the goal of what we are trying to do here. And we get any new equipment in this week? No new equipment in this week. We got a couple new lights in here at Premier Studios. Once again, thanks for Premier Studios for hosting our office as well as the podcast. We got the Rode pod mic in, so we have 4 pod mics now. Let me see if I can go to that. Yeah, they're all the same mics right now. So before we had a couple different mics. We had good mics. We had 2 Sures, and we had 2 Sures, and we had 2 pod mics. Now we have 4 mics that are the same, and so that's kind of what we have right now, is that we got all the same microphones. We're still using the DLZ Creator, which is over here behind me. Let me see if I can get a view of that. Probably not, because it's just behind me, but it's a DLZ Creator. Excellent podcast piece of equipment. It has 12 inputs. 4 of them are XLR, but it also has the ability to do phone calls via Bluetooth. It also has the ability to bring in instruments, or if you want to do like a audio or whatever from your device or something, your iPad, your tablet, whatever, you can do that as well. So those are just some things that we have implemented. I had a question on how do I set up my podcast, actually my live stream set up here in OBS, and I kind of thought I would take a minute to kind of just show you how I have it set up. Now I'm going to share my screen here, and I'm going to actually go into my split screen so you can see. Hold on a second here. Let me get this set up. Let me see. Top logos, multicam, countdown. Hold on a second. Where's my split screen at? I have a split screen. Okay, yeah. So I will share my screen here. Let me transition over to this so you can see. So you can see right here, this is my OBS setup. And some people are like, well, how do you have your split screen set up as far as your just how you do your live stream? So basically, if we go down in here and I'm going to click on split screen, I have this all broken down into one or two just segments, and I'm going to turn it off real quick. So we have on the left side, we have first of all my backdrop color, which is going to be the color of my choice, which is purple. And then I have another backdrop on top of it, which is just a video. This is a video I got from pixabay.com. If you go to Pixabay and just pick whatever video you want, and I will go on another screen here and I will pick another video just to change it. Let me see, where can I do that? I'll do this right here. I'm going to go to Pixabay. I'm not going to show you how I do it, but it's really simple. You just go to pixabay.com and pick any word. I'm going to pick red. I like red. I'm going to pick red. And then when I click on search, the drop down bar says images, and I guess I could show you this. Hold on. I guess it won't hurt you that bad. Let me pull it up right here. So I'm going to click on the color red, as you can see right here. And then where it says the drop down here in the upper right hand corner, go down to videos, right? So when you go down to videos, this is where you get a bunch of videos. It's a free resource for you to get videos. Excuse me. And as you can see right here, there's all kinds of different videos here. You want something that looks cool in a loop and something that has a little bit motion. I like this particles right here because it'll move all through the video. And let me check that. This doesn't move too fast. The line's red background. I'm going to go with particles. So I'm going to click on particles. I'm going to download it. And excuse me. You don't have to download the 1920 1080 version to free up memory. You can actually download the 960 540 version. You may sometimes be able to get away with the 640 version, but I'm going to download this. I have a login. I'm not going to blur it out because you don't know what my password is, but whatever. So I'm going to download this video. Download. I'm going to put it into downloads real quick and just save it there. And bam. So it's downloaded. Now I'll move this out the way. I'm going to go. So on this video right here, which it says background purple, I'm going to double click on that background and I'm going to change the video. So I'm going to browse. I'm going to go to downloads. Here's my red video, and it should, and I'm going to make sure I click all of these buttons. Loop, restart when playbacks, and use hardware acceleration, and show nothing when playback ends, but it's not going to end. Now, you can also change the speed of it, and you can change some of the color ranges, which you don't need to change, and click OK, and there you go. So my background now is this background. Now, what I also do here is when I right-click on this source, I go to my blending mode, and I change that to lighten. The reason is it blends in with the background. So now, even as you can see in my actual live view here, that the background has changed to particles. Then right here I have my main screen, which is my right monitor, which is 1920 by 1080. Then I have my ATM, which is my camera angle, which is cropped in. I have it cropped in on each side, and if you hold down Alt, that's how you adjust that. And then I have a border, right? Now you can use any border you want. I'm choosing to use an animated border that you can make online. There's a website that I will probably drop in the description that allows you to make your own borders animated, and they're a CSS border, which means they're just coding. It's basically a browser search. So you go right here to Google, you put an animated free border builder, go to gradient border builder, and this is where you build your border at. You can see the examples of borders that are already done, right? So you can build a circle, you can build a square, whatever you want to build. But what you do is you can change the border width. I usually try to keep it thick, and border radius, I try to make it squares because I know I'm going to put something on top. You can adjust the height, and you can also adjust the width. If you're going to do something that's going to be for a landscape type source, I usually would go 1280 by 1280 by 720, only because that is a ratio that will work, right? And then you can do also your hue, which adjusts their colors, whatever color you want, and then your brightness. So these are all just called an animated gradient border generator. Then you click on get new URL, and it gives you a URL to place into your OBS, and that's where I got my border from right here. And then I just do borders, new browser source. I paste it in here. I put the size in here that I need it to be. You can get rid of this custom CSS if you want to. It doesn't do anything that I found, and that's where my two borders are. So that's my two borders here and there, and there you have what is essentially my background. That's how my background is comprised. It's fairly easy to make, and there are some other assets you can add in here. Like for instance, when I go back to my main camera scene, you'll see that I have these logos here up at the top. I can go back to my split screen view and I can add a scene. If I click plus and go to add scene, I can add the top logo scene. It's called top logos here, and leave it there or move it wherever I want to move it. I can, I can crop it. Oh, let me actually put it back in there. Plus scene top logo. Sorry about this. Click OK, and then I can crop down. I hold down Alt and I crop down to just the logos right there, and I can crop in to the logos. Now I can put these logos anywhere I want. Maybe I want them at the bottom. I don't quite remember where the YouTube logo or the channel logo is. I think the channel logo is in the bottom right hand corner, so I wouldn't recommend that. And I think the live button is in the upper left hand corner. So usually I try to go to this viewpoint right here. So now when I switch to my live view, so I'm going to transition into my main view, which is here, which you'll see my full screen come up. So that's my main view now you're seeing with the logos in the upper left hand corner. You're right. And when I transition back to my split screen view, the logos are still there and they're just made smaller. So that is how I set up my OBS. I set up my OBS to have several scenes that are already built in. That's how I comprise them. They're pretty easy to do. Most people can get overlays from websites like Stream Elements and different things like that that will allow you to download overlays and then make them the way you want. But this just I like the ability to be able to do something custom, and that's how I construct my overlays in OBS. So yeah, for those who asked about it, there you go. Don't forget to support the channel by just sharing the video with somebody else. Hopefully we'll be doing some Friday night live stream classes on how to do your live stream, improve your quality, and actually how to get a more consistent flow on what you're doing. I did do a video a while back about a content creation sheet, which I will revisit on how to know what to talk about, and that's going to help me in my next video I'm going to work on soon. Hopefully it's the next day or so. But yeah, that's today's broadcast, today's episode. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate everything that you have contributed privately, publicly, comment-wise, like-wise, even critiques. I appreciate all that. So I pray that you guys have a blessed day. God bless and good